Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here, joined by Skarpskenkel as we bring you the African Conquest Cup, the grand finals. This is gonna be the big one. This is everything to play for. Two very well-known teams, Metagaskar up against Saint Dynasty. They've had a long, slightly difficult road all the way to the grand finals, but this is going to be a best of 7 to see who is going to be the kings of Africa. Skarpskenkel, how are you this evening?
Well, bro, still recovering, but I'm doing well. My team lost. Yeah, not too happy about that. The Durban Knights not being able to pull it through. So let's just see if the team I'm favoring to take the W here does pull it through tonight, because if I was a betting man, I would be a very poor man at this point in stage. But very much excited to see this matchup against Saint Dynasty and, well, Metagaskar. Metagaskar being very dominant in this series, and Saint Dynasty needing to fight nail and bone to get into this grand final spot. So yeah, super excited. This is going to be our first best of 7 in a very long time that we have done and featured. So very excited. So let's go. Let's get ready.
Yeah. So two very strong teams in the mix. As Skarpskenkel said, Saint Dynasty winning the lower bracket finals. That was just yesterday. That was a best of 5, but they took that in clean sweep fashion. We do have the highlights of the games that led up to this moment in time, where we're going to be showing you all the highlights and everything else that brought these two teams to this moment. It is, as we said previously, it is the grand finals. In terms of the players here, Skarpskenkel, we do know quite a lot about them. We've featured them on, I can't even count how many streams, though they do change their names quite frequently. So in terms of Metagaskar, one of the famous names you'll see on the live chat especially is Larry MB on the gold lane. He's gonna have a good old battle up against Conquest for the side of Saint Dynasty. Now, what do you think about the matchup between the two? Who are you favoring in that matchup? Based on, their typical common picks, what they like to play, their play styles.
Well, look, bro, I'm always a big fan of the underdogs, so I'm definitely going to support Saint Dynasty to pick up the W here, but that's just purely me. I was looking through, their picks and how they played. Look, their first that got them to go down to the lower brackets was the match against Soul Society. Soul Society putting on pure dominant pressure in their first matchup, even though they did face off against each other last night, and Saint Dynasty being able to capitalize on their revenge match. But Soul Society at that point in stage, look, I know I'm supposed to be talking about Saint Dynasty, but Soul Society on that weekend that they defeated and sent Saint Dynasty to the lower brackets, that was they were on a peak there, because they went into the finals for the Viking series, so there was a lot of prep going into them. But Metagaskar, I think Saint Dynasty, with the reshuffling of their team members, it wasn't just name changes. There was new team members, old team members left. I think it was more than likely just a synergy connection between the two teams, between the team and the members amongst themselves, that needed to get comfortable and set into the 5-man scene. Right, but Metagaskar, bro, it's currently a super strong team to play off against, because and the reason why I'm saying this is their jungler, right? This guy, his positioning is he's got very good positioning, and the team just knows when to engage and not when to engage. So Saint Dynasty, they definitely need to be a bit patient when it comes to Metagaskar and not go in as aggressive.
Yeah. So sadly, Skarpskenkel, our highlight board just refuses to download. So we'll play the actual clip. I don't know what's happening. There's always some sort of gremlins there in the mix. But I 100% agree with you. For the side of Saint Dynasty, the danger man would be Conqueror. He has an extremely large hero pool. We've seen him do some devastating things with Suyu Joy in games leading up to this moment. But speaking of games leading up to this moment, let's just put up this the highlight reel of the teams as they led all the way through to this particular stage, right? We will be discussing this as we go along, so we'll just get this up on screen for everyone to see. As you can see, we've got this the first matchup here. Skarpskenkel, if you can lead us through this first game in the list.
The first match was well, that's on the highlights. There is Saint Dynasty versus Soul Society, right? So this was the revenge match, the match that took place last night. So in the early games, oh, thank you. I was just waiting for. So into the early matches, you could see that Soul Society was, well, they wanted to get that pressure on, but you'll see in the matches here, this was a battle purely between the two junglers, right? You would see, like, for example, the jungler there, the Roger, getting a kill, falling back and pushing for another kill. But look at this positioning coming in here from the Harith, allowing Saint Dynasty to get that re-engagement, you know, but we do see the Harith taking down the Garagacha. So this purely came down to positioning from Saint Dynasty. But you'll see in this, like I mentioned, the Fars are coming in, but you'll see in this next set of play, the jungler from once again, Soul Society, just picking up a kill and then finishing it off with a double kill, you know. And then in the next scene, you'll see the Ling getting a battle there, the Roger picking off the Florin. And this is exactly why I said this was a battle between the junglers. There's the Ling, Tempest of Blades, just capitalizing, picking up a kill, and the team just following up on what their junglers do. This was crazy.
Yeah, there are some beautiful plays here. I did cast this game. The plays coming in from Ling when he delayed his engagement. They had a bit of a late game composition to Saint Dynasty, but they used it massively to their advantage. Even though it was late game, they really put a lot of pressure in the early part of the game, made use of the Florin's heals. So, I mean, they did crazy, like just that control that they had at that early point in the game, knowing that even though they didn't really have proper frontliners, it was just Badang in the front line. Now, as we can see, it's just action all over a show from start to finish, and so well deserved from them to get into this grand finals. But just switching over to Metagaskar, as we will skip through to get to where Metagaskar was.
You can go a bit more and more. I mean, that was pretty much. Oh, the stream paused. So yeah, I mean, Soul Society definitely not just giving the match to Saint Dynasty. You'll see there was intervals before we jump into Metagaskar. There was intervals. I mean, yeah, this is the match between Metagaskar and Scarlet Mayhem, right? But Soul Society not just handing it over, just the junglers. But I mean, look at this, right? This is the pressure that I'm talking about coming in from Metagaskar. You saw the jungler is going for the sets. Well, waiting for the set getting taken place at the major objective, right? Unfortunately, Metagaskar didn't get the Lord. But I mean, even with that pressure, they got a full team wipe at that major objective, just with proper positioning, proper set plays, and the jungler following up and finishing off on the low HP heroes. That's exactly what you want from your team. That discipline, you know. Don't just run like a headless chicken into a team fight and expect things to pan out your way. There's certain sets or certain pieces that needs to fall in place before things happen. I mean, look at this. The finishing match here between Metagaskar and Scarlet Mayhem. This is the one that pretty much just put the throat in. I mean, it's 10 minutes mark. It's 17-5 kills. You get the Faza setting, but not capitalizing. The Lord coming in and Metagaskar. Larry MP with his Moskov. It's crazy. Set, follow up, finish. It's done.
Yeah, the way Metagaskar move, they move very, very, very much as a unit. They are extremely good at doing so. They hunt as a pack, as a team. Well, we just went through the whole highlight package. Well, most of the highlight package, so that you could all see what brought these two teams and what we expect to see from them. Saint Dynasty have, as we know, a decent amount of synergy. They have been playing for a while. There's some very old familiar faces in there. Mimic, Circuit, Conqueror, Tokoloshi, Kos. All very, very not new, shall I say, to this five-man scene. Everyone knows kind of what to expect from them. And as it is typical with Saint Dynasty teams, a lot of the play comes down to their jungler, Conqueror, and the plays that he brings in is the timing. And so if you're the side of Metagaskar, you'll be trying to shut him down early, maybe put a bit of early game pressure. We'll see now whether that's going to affect the way they draft. Are they going to be going for those early game compositions to put a lot of pressure in there? But at the same time, Xylan for the side of Metagaskar is no slouch in the jungle. His Gushin, we've seen him do this many times, right? I know Gushin is completely not meta, right? But his Gushin play is quite excellent, especially his Hayabusa. I would expect the side of Saint Dynasty to be respect banning quite a few heroes from the side of Metagaskar in terms of both Larry NB and the Xylan there in the jungle. Though we're speaking about two players from the side of Metagaskar. There's still, they still got Luxio, Rashi, and Shiro. Shiro, very, very famous with his Xavier pick in the mid lane. It's one of those picks that made me eat my words very, very early on at the start of Waylander Gaming. But anyway, that's enough from us about the build-up leading into the match. I'm sure all of you are waiting for the action to begin, so let's get the show on the road. We've got the coin toss going. We're gonna get the lobby bands coming out. It is Metagaskar up against Saint Dynasty, best of 7 African Conquest Cup Grand Finals, starting now.
100%. So, with that being said, the coin toss has already been done and the bans. So, Metagaskar, respecting banning out the Joy and the 1-1. Saint Dynasty banning out Blue and Badang. So, your first 4 bans coming in from both teams is currently Glue, Badang, 1-1 and Joy. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first match. Let's go.
Alright, waiting for the banning phase to begin. Larry and B with the first ban for Metagaskar.
Oh, I'm very interested and curious to see how this one is going to play out. Banning out the chip. So, I wouldn't thought that, chip would have been a ban here, especially with the Badang being removed. I mean, the only thing that could really, there's a lot that can combine with the chip, but the other person coming to mind would be a Lu Yi or someone that can follow up, as we do see Saint Dynasty getting rid of Kalia. Kalia not seeing a lot of light and day in the 5-man scene.
Yeah, very, very strong hero, but just back to the chip there. Chip is Circuit's, one of Circuit's mains. We have seen him actually get Saint Dynasty out of a lot of trouble with that chip pick. So Metagaskar doing a very, very clever thing in banning out the chip. Kalia, as we all know, is one of those roamers that combines really well with quite a lot of heroes. High mobility, heal, CC. I mean, you don't want to face up against a Kalia. The same can be said for Kimmy right now, who's just so strong in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the Saint Dynasty removing Lucas from Madagascar's clutches. Lucas, with that Unleash the Beast, especially with his that rework of him, for not just single focusing, but focusing on the team. Bro, that Lucas in the right hands can do so much damage. But we do see Shiro picking up Sicilian. Sicilian more to the late game mage, but with the current builds and how people have been playing with Sicilian, we do see Sicilian coming online a lot quicker.
Yeah. Sicilian is a very strong mage at this moment in time, though. I'm worthy of a first pick. I'm not too sure, but as we can see, Saint Dynasty respond with the Harith and Matilda pick. Matilda is a hero I love to see in the mix there. She just provides so much of combinations. I mean, you can see her being paired up with an Eve in the mid lane. You can see her work with an Alpha as the OG combination is, you know, Matilda Alpha. She also works with certain of the assassins. Fredrin as well can be thrown into the mix for Saint Dynasty. It's very, very strong pick. Metagaskar, though, they're responding with the Florin and Larry NB, the Moskov that we mentioned earlier in the highlight package. Larry NB on that Moskov causes a whole bunch of chaos, has that ability to split push, times his way into team fights quite nicely. And Florin has been seeing a lot of the light of day, shall we say, because of this her insane healing capabilities. Provides a lot of sustain in the team fight.
100%. So we do see Hayabusa and Suyu being the final bans for both teams in this first matchup. So Conqueror with the next pick. Ooh. Will he be picking up his Ling? No. Seems like it. Yes, Conqueror picking up his Ling. I mean, that Tempest of Blades with Conqueror was on point with that match against Soul Society, but Zyland, alright, not opting for the Fredrin, swapping out for YSS. YSS also seeing a lot of game time lately, especially with the rework.
YSS slowly coming back into the meta. But he looks like he was opting between the two. They are making some decisions. Decides to go for the YSS, which means that the ability of Saint Dynasty to get those ganks is going to be nerfed a little bit, because the global vision being supplied by YSS's ultimate is going to prevent Fasa from making those very quick rotations, which Fasas are known to do. Arashi picking up that car lead is going to provide that a degree of mobility for the side of Metagaskar. And well, interestingly enough, if you think about it, it's going to be sort of two marksmen with the Florin. So it should be a very patient game from the side of Metagaskar. They've only got one really early game hero in the car lead.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Khalid, he definitely needs to be respected when it comes to team fights, especially with that Sandstorm. But, I mean, we do see Mimic picking up his very deadly Benedetta. So, you know, the Benedetta is quite nice, especially when you hold the first or that auto skill in for the charge up. She can dash, she automatically cancels any CC. So that Sanguine Claws from the Sicilian and Florence stun, you know, if Benedetta gets it timed rightly, team fights could go, well, either way. But nonetheless, we're into the first match. Off we go. Saint Dynasty versus Metagaskar, best of 7. Grand finals.
Yeah, so recall spam's coming out early. It's going to be both teams starting off as per usual on the same side of the jungle with a Ling up against a YSS. I mean, okay, YSS is a little bit high skill in terms of learning how to get that passive of his proc, though we are watching Xylan use that quite nicely. Ling has relatively quick jungle clear speed. We are watching Circuit at the same time. On that Matilda, we expect him to be a little bit aggressive, since it's going to be mid lane support up against mid lane support. They are delaying the rotation here towards the gold lane. Metagaskar already in position as Quas disengages, manages to avoid the Sanguine Claws. The counter engage comes in through here from the side of Saint Dynasty, but it's just a little bit of poke on either end, nothing major.
Yeah, so just to add to that, right, this is all going to come down with that team fight engagement. If Conqueror is going to have that fast fingers with a Tempest of Blades against a, well, high skill hero, which is YSS. So it's all going to come down to skills. So we're reaching that 1.5 minute mark. No gold lead to either side and no first blood has been taken.
Yeah, there's Ling into the mix, commits the Tempest of Blades, gets a knockup onto 2. Oh my goodness, Florin taken down as first blood. Saint Dynasty quick to react there, realizing that the opportunity was in to get Florin before she actually builds up those items. and starts to become an absolute annoyance. Ling using this move. This is the power of a Ling. You get a kill in the bot lane, you steal farm on the top lane.
Yeah, with that quick rotation speed. However, Florin does know that Ling is there, but Ling does get that successful jungle invade onto the micro creep in the enemy jungle. But you see the fight between Benedetta and Khalid is on. Will Benedetta be able to catch this onto Arashi? No, Arashi being able to get on his flying Nimbus and escape the clutches of Benedetta as the first turtle of the match goes to Saint Dynasty.
Yeah, looks like there's a bit of a jungle invade going on. Benedetta does have that Eclecto Blades. There's the Tempest of Blades coming in as well. As Benedetta is front line. Now the Eclecto Blades dancing with the Petrify. But it's going to be 2 taken down. Punishment here from Metagaskar as the Spear of Destruction comes through from Moscow. Makes it across the map to join in the team fight. So that's 2-1 going the way of Metagaskar. And although the blue buff was stolen, I would say Metagaskar would feel the happier of the two in that with that exchange.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, well, look, it was 2-0 kills. Saint Dynasty still has that 200 gold advantage at this point, with the turtle being 60 seconds away. But yeah, I think the first respect ban that's going to come into the next match, I can guarantee you it's going to be Moscow. I can promise you that much.
Yeah. I'm definitely starting to agree with you. Florin just sticking close, helping the Moscow stay alive for the most part. Oh, there's an engagement here between Benedetta and Kali. Benedetta just not allowing the Kali to make free, to just freely roam. Both are very high mobility XP laners, but Khalid, I would say, is a little bit higher in terms of mobility compared to the Benedetta. But Benedetta doing a good job keeping him in check, making the rotation herself. Meanwhile, Ling onto the YSS. Circling Eagle comes out. Circuit does cancel it. There's the feathered airstrike from the faster. Tempest of Blade doesn't manage to catch onto anybody as the continuation is in there. Oh, but YSS, he goes in. There's that quick rotation we were talking about from Benedetta, helping set up some kills. It's going to be one taken down. Pasa, but did she overextend here? Florin trying to get the stun. The flicker comes out there from Chokuroshi. The spear of destruction not landing onto anybody. The shield's in from the Matilda. Oh, but Khalid, he goes in with the sandstorm. He's bashing it around. And somehow he's still alive. How did they escape? How did they survive? Leg, he's into the backline. Doesn't have the Tempest of Blades. He's taken down by the Moskov. Oh my goodness. What was this?
Look at that. Well, bro, I don't know, but both teams getting forced to retreat with 2 heroes nearly getting clutched out. Any wrong move there from any team members that could have caused a triple kill or potentially a maniac. But the second total going firmly to the side of Metagaskar.
Yeah, stun comes out onto the Harith. He's taking quite a lot of poke here from the YSS. He has to get back towards the second tier 2 turret as Moscow sensing the opportunity now to try and steal some of the gold from the gold shield. He knows his team is in position. He wants to get a bit of poke on here onto the Harith. Oh, look at this from the YSS. Silent goes in. It's going to be the Zabin Force, but the stun comes in from Moscow as Moscow gets the kill. It's going to be the return engagement here as Chokuroshi with that feathered airstrike manages to get the pick off onto Florin, but I don't think Metagaskar would be too displeased with that. Gold laner for Rome. Worthy trade-off.
No, definitely worthy trade-off. As we do see the Sanguine Claws trying to pull in Saint Dynasty onto that tier 1 turret, but Saint Dynasty just pretty much ignoring that, as we do see off-screen the Ling gets a pick-off kill onto Khalid as Moscow successfully pushes a tier 1 turret in favor of Metagaskar.
Yeah, kills pretty much even, gold pretty much even. Map control slightly on the side of Madagascar's favor right now. We are heading towards that 45 seconds until this next major objective. As we watch Circuit going in with Quas, trying to give him the vision that's necessary for him to try to push this lane. But if a lane swap here coming through from the side of Metagaskar, it's Khalid who's going to be dealing with that. But we switch to the action on the top lane. It's going to be the Eclecto Blades cancelled out twice. The stun from Florin, and then it's going to be the Sanguine Claws. Oh, but there's going to be Silent. He moves in onto the Benedetta. She second skills, try to get to safety. Has to force that Eclecto Blade out. Meanwhile, the action is just everywhere. They're pushing in the mid lane now. And there's Tempest of Blades on the top lane. Gavskenko, which one are we supposed to be looking at here?
Oh, bro, this is split focus at this point in stage, but we do see the Bats Feast from Sicilian is committed. The turtle has spawned up, but Khalid catches Ling, and Ling is taken down just before, well, just as the objective spawns, but the team fight continues. Feather Dash Strike coming in from Faza. Matilda finishes off Sicilian, but the engagement is on to Harith. Will they be able to catch the Harith here? YSS has taken down Harith, but Benedetta is into the mix here. It is currently 3 on to Khalid. Will Khalid be able to get out of here as the Eclipto Blade from Benedetta is on, and Khalid is eliminated. That's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Saint Dynasty, but Metagaskar is on to this third turtle.
Yeah, Moscow seizing the opportunity there to get that push in. Oh, the Circling Eagle comes out from the Florin. She just forces them back, causes the turtle to be reset, allowing Ling to take a turret. And this engagement, I think, is a little bit too long. Metagaskar sticking around. Nice control here from both the Florin and Bernadetta. Feather Dash Strike from the Farsa. It's going to be Bernadetta into the front line. They managed to take down the Florin. Eclecto Blades beautifully done, engaging onto the YSS here. Oh, he dashes to the safety of the turret, but just not quite as he gets taken down. Khalid, he had to make the rotation. Now he's engaging onto the Farsa. Oh, what a sandstorm! My goodness, that was so beautifully timed.
That was, bro. That definitely was. But Matilda just getting that passive blocked onto YSS. That's unfortunately a takedown onto the YSS, but a beautiful steal from the YSS whilst the team was busy having that team fight around the third and final turtle around the match. So, just before the 9-minute mark, Metagaskar having the 1 kill advantage as well as a 1k gold lead. Still fairly any team's opportunity to take this match.
Yeah, but the longer this game goes, when you look at the composition of Metagaskar, they've got extremely late composition. Oh, the heal with the Winter Crown. Sandstorm goes in. It's Zabin Force from the Harith. YSS trying to reposition. Bernadetta goes in as well. Matilda trying to chase as YSS is being forced out to underneath the turret. It's going to be the Blade of Destruction or the Spear of Destruction from the Moscow. YSS, he's zoned in a 1v5 trying to escape. There's the Feather Dash Strike, gets the stun off. He's taken down, and yet another as well. As Saint Dynasty, they managed to make the team fight messy, switch up gears and get a couple of kills, which is going to allow them to get the advantage as this Lord's coming up. This should be tier 2 turret, take it down in the bot lane, mid lane as well. But Kali, he has other ideas. Oh, the Sandstorm! Oh my goodness, Link somehow manages to survive this. Eclecto Blades, there's the heal from the Kali. Moskov comes in and zones out, but my goodness, what a play from the Kali there. Buying time for his team.
Definitely. So, Saint Dynasty definitely switching gears here, but it seems like as soon as Moskov, okay, wait, let me rephrase. Moskov's Spear of Destruction keeps on landing onto the Matilda, and Matilda, she activates her airwaves, you know, that Flying Express of hers, and that just pretty much gets the team out of the damage coming in from that Spear of Destruction. Just unfortunate. Moskov should try and aim that spear onto someone else. But Saint Dynasty definitely not taking this or giving this one easy.
Yeah. So Saint Dynasty with the first Lord of the game on their side. We're just going to get the builds up so everyone can see what everyone is building towards. It's pretty much the standard builds, I would say. Nothing surprising here. It's just to see how far along everyone is as we head towards this late game.
Yeah, indeed. So we do see the Bats Feast is committed from Sicilian. The Tempest of Blades is on, but only catches 1 blade. However, Florin is taken down by the Faza, but the team fight is not done yet. Marjo does get that first shield off the tier 3 turret. Ling gets another tier 2 turret in favor of Saint Dynasty, but this does mean that Saint Dynasty will be backing off. They've achieved objectives, and well, the minion waves pretty much linked up at this point in stage. Saint Dynasty turning the gold lead in favor to them. 3.7k gold lead and a 3 kill advantage.
Oh, what a beautiful Eclecto Blades coming in from the Bernadetta as she sets up 2 Tempest of Blades now into the backline. Ling gonna try to escape but gets stunned up by the Florin. However, the pressure is onto the tier 3 turret. First tier 3 turret being taken down, and Saint Dynasty disengage, will move back to the farm position. Oh, Moscow! What a spear of destruction. More like spear of destiny. Sealing the fate of the Pasa.
Oh, you joke about it. I actually call it Spear of Destiny when I cast Moskov games.
Me too.
Meantime, it's actually Spear of Destruction.
It's
But
just-
nonetheless,
Yeah, Destiny sounds better, in my opinion.
well, it does. So, Khalid. This Arashi with the Khalid is very deadly. Oh, Moskov onto Circuit, and Circuit gets slain down. But Ling back into the mix here.
Yeah, as we just take a look at Moscow's build right now, he's got the Holy Trinity up, has the Rose Gold Meteor, that's going to help with the extra shield coming through from the Florence Flask of Oasis. Engagement here in the mid lane, lots of skills being committed. The ultimate should be on cooldown as we are heading towards the just 20 seconds, just above 20 seconds for the next Lord. This is going to be a biggie. I don't think Metagaskar are going to want to leave this uncontested. But as we can see, Ling doing what Ling does best, trying to create control by pushing lanes.
Moskov getting the pick off onto Mimic. Spear of Destruction, Spear of Destiny onto Benedetto, but Sicilian follows up, gets the kill onto Harith. Saint Dynasty in a very dangerous position here. Ling and YSS having a battle in the bot lane as Conqueror does take down Xylan.
Oh, look at the Moskov into the backline. The Circling Eagle comes out, but Monster Kill. Larry NB doesn't care about Circling Eagle. Oh, what a stun! What a stun! What an absolutely broken play. Moskov versus the world. Moskov comes out on top.
Moskov conquers the world. So that was a full team wipe for the side of Saint Dynasty. Metagaskar turning the tides once more. Look, the gold is not something special to talk about, but the Spear of Destiny or Destruction lands onto Mimic once more as the second Lord of the match is taken in favor of Metagaskar.
Larry NB, MVP performance so far. 7-0-6. They're gonna have to try to lock him down. The lane manage is all about discipline right now. It's about the lane manage, it's about the control. The Lord will be spawning up in the next few seconds. Metagaskar will be hoping to try and pry open that base and focus onto the Nexus, end the game. They're going for the 4-1 split here. Just allowing Moskov to get the waves pushed and playing a little bit of a cat and mouse, a little bit of a baiting game, knowing that Moskov can reposition. Bernadetta does have that Petrify up and running. Moskov doing the poke damage there. Oh, the team is into follow. Electro Blades does come out. Bernadetta trying to escape, but the Bats feast into the mix. They take down 2.
Ooh, Spear of Destruction misses the link by millimeters. Literally millimeters. Link split pushing, trying to get that focus away from the tier 3 turrets.
Yeah, the airstrike comes out from the force.
Onto one. However, Khalid.
Oh, the base is open. Moskov with the lock. They're trying to clear the minions. They're trying to wrap him up, but the focus is on Metagaskar for the win. They draw first blood in this best of 7. My goodness, Scorpion. I'm just gonna get our cameras back up and running. But my goodness, that was just crazy.
100%.
I'll just get the stats up
That
for
was
everyone
crazy,
to see.
bro. Before we jump into the cameras, I was Saint Dynasty definitely putting up a very strong performance early on to this match, the first match. yeah, Madagascar, that Moskov, literally, it's this. I've seen this time and time again, especially with Metagaskar. Larry and B coming in with his Moskov, doing a lot of damage and turning the tides. And then what happens? Team wipe, potentially team wipe, finishes the game. GG's.
Yeah. Time and time again. He was the danger man that we picked out in the previous, when we were doing the pre-match show. He's one that they're going to have to try to focus. You did call it during the game. I do expect to see that happen. It should be a Moskov ban coming through from the side of Saint Dynasty as we head into the second match. But Saint Dynasty, I mean, that first part of the game, fairly even. I would say a bit in the favor of Saint Dynasty. They did use the mobility that they have very much to their advantage. Mimic making some excellent plays there on the Bernadetta. But as we saw, because we called it from the draft, the longer this game went on, the more in favor of Saint Dynasty, in favor of Metagaskar it became. Because when you look at it, right, Florin, her heals are pretty decent in the early part of the game, but the moment she picks up that Flask of Oasis, the Oracle, and her full build is set there, I mean, she's just like a healing machine. It's like being at the fountain of youth. And so you just, every time you age 1 second, you take a sip, you're back up and running as if nothing was wrong. So in that Florin play, Moskov, star of the show from across both teams, Larry and B, with a absolute stellar performance, but we've raved enough about him. The rest of the members from the side of Metagaskar as well, Shiro on that Sicilian, the stuns coming in excellently timed with the Sanguine Claws and the Bat's Feast, keeping the lanes pushed in, allowing for a certain degree of control. And at the same time, we can't forget the XP laner as well for the side of Metagaskar. Making that Kali plays that just, oh my goodness, the Sandstorm timings, stunning onto 2, 3 at a time, forcing everybody back. And that first, what is it, second Lord was it? With that clutch play, he forced Ling back all the way to the base, created space for his team. Overall, a very strong performance from Metagaskar. But as we were saying, right, you can't really count Saint Dynasty out of this. They've got the experience, they've got the know-how, they've got the players as well. So this second match is going to be a firecracker.
Definitely so. Bans coming through. Metagaskar sticking to the Joy and 1-1 bans. And as we called it, it is the Moskov getting banned out from the side of Saint Dynasty. So 2 respect bans coming in, which is Moskov and Florin. So good luck and have fun to both teams as we jump into the drafting phase. Second match. I didn't expect the Florin to be respected, I would have thought it would have been the Khalid, to be honest. But look, the draft ain't over yet, so let's see. Mimic with the first ban in the drafting phase.
Be back now.
We are glue.
Right, Saint Dynasty responding with banning out the glue. We are glue. We are mischief. Sorry, I am still having swine flu, so I can't levitate my voice the way I would normally do. So Metagaskar banning out chippity chip. That Fox getting removed from the equation. For the side of Saint Dynasty, Conqueror with a response.
Let's fight to our heart's content!
My tail's been itching for a real fight.
Oh, Saint Dynasty removing Lucas from the equation. So no Lucas for the side of Metagaskar.
Power of Pegasus!
Oh, Mimic picking up Badang as a first pick for the side of Saint Dynasty. Arashi not even thinking twice about it. Going for Badang's hard counter, which is the Fovius. Lucier picking up Matilda for the side of Metagaskar. So removing Matilda from Saint's hands. Circuit had a good game with the Matilda, especially countering the Moskov with that Spear of Destruction. So Circuit and Tokolosh with the follow-up response. in the picks. Oi, oh, let's go. Oi, oh, let's go. Torkalosh currently showing us Sicilian, does pick up Sicilian. Circuit showing us Baxia, Baxia getting picked up side of Saint Dynasty. Shiro with a response for the side of Metagaskar.
See, a pick's gonna mean that no Fredrin. Baxia, as we all know, is that the OG healing comp, tank comp counter. So it should be that I think that they won't be worrying about banning out that Fredrin pick. That could potentially come, especially with Luxio going for that the Matilda so early. You really would think that Fredrin was on the cards.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was thinking about it when I saw Matilda, especially Metagaskar using their first picks to pretty much hard counter the XP laner. Obviously, Saint Dynasty just needed to respond with potentially removing a deadly Fredrin out of the jungle. Because look, Fredrin, he deserves his respect coming back online, especially with the latest patches. Fredrin, ooh, so deadly. So final bans coming in from Metagaskar being the Hayabusa and Hwas. Hwas banning out Beatrix for the side of Saint Dynasty.
Shiro, his famous savior. It's though the hero he made me eat my words with, if you remember, Skarskenkel, many a match ago, many a stream ago, shall we say. And we were talking about like savior pick into this lineup, and then suddenly it's like dawning light left, dawning light right, dawning light center, and it's like everybody was dying.
100%. So Metagaskar is pretty much well known for their sniping shots, as we do see Xylan picking up Alpha. Alpha is a deadly comp for Metagaskar. Xylan very good with the Alpha, but Conqueror picking up Suyu and Hwas. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, because I'm just going to keep on doing this. Hwas showing us a Granger and does decide to pick up the Granger. So Erethel's still open, but Larry and B deciding to go for the Harith.
Yeah, that's the Granger counter, though. Course on the Granger is very deadly. That I must admit. He's one of the best Grangers I've had the pleasure of witnessing. So we're going to expect some magical things from him. Though it will be a bit difficult up against a Harith. Conqueror on that Suyu. He has... in this, leave alone the play we've seen from him in previous tournaments on Suyu, in this particular tournament, in the African Conquest Cup, he has had some like going in 1v3s, triple kills. I mean, if you let this man get fed on the Suyu, you're asking for trouble. Both compositions right now are quite deadly. I can't pick between them as to what I would like, though I would say the counter picks here for the side of Metagaskar might tilt my opinion in their favor, because we are looking at Phoveus up against a Badang. Phoveus hard counters Badang. Harith up against a Granger. Harith counters the Granger. So it's going to be a very interesting match there. The Alpha coming in as well, and he's got that true damage to deal with the Baxia. And Matilda there to allow a bit of escapability. It's going to be exciting what's going to be happening in this lineup here, in this matchup. It is the second game in a best of 7, so nothing decided yet. There's no nails close to the coffin.
No, there is not just yet. But hey, look, it ain't over till the cookie crumbles. Saint Dynasty going for in the jungle invader. Oh, Suyu not landing his stun onto the Matilda. However, Saint Dynasty in a very dangerous position here, as we do see the Sanguine Claws is onto Lucia. Xylan is the first blood as Suyu gets the first blood onto the Alpha.
That was set up so beautifully. Oh, it's going to be Suyu into the mix. Throws out the blades onto Shiro. Shiro manages to escape. That was set up by Takuloshi there on the Sicilian, landing the Sanguine Claws. It was the change or the update to that skill is one of the major reasons that Sicilian is now so strong and very, very much back in the meta.
Yeah, especially with that timer. You know, he normally had a high skill cost timer, but it being so low now, it's very difficult to escape the claws, especially if it's well casted.
Yeah. First Blood, the way of Safe Dynasty, as Boxia using that extremely high rotation speed manages to get the stun here onto Shiro. He does have the flicker, force that flicker out, so no flicker will be available as the first turtle of the game is being started up. Alpha delaying it a little bit, wants to try to get to level 5 to at least compete for the retribution. Suyu not wasting time, got the turtle down to half health. The zoning coming in here from both Takaloshi and Circuit on that Boxia. This should be very difficult to get the contest, as we see uncontested first turtle, first blood, both the way of Saint Dynasty.
100%. Saint Dynasty having that 1 kill advantage first turtle, and as well as a 1.2k make that a 1k goal.
The Dawning Light being used just to provide a bit of vision as there's a continuation of the I wouldn't say invade, but pressure here in the jungle, forcing and trying to get the control onto Metagaskar, not allowing them to rotate too freely. Oh, there's the Sanguine Claws once more. The follow-up is in there. Alpha with the Spear of Alpha. The Guiding Winds keeps him alive, but no, cannot escape the Bat's Feast.
No, sir, that cannot. I mean, Matilda Alpha is a very beautiful combination. But I mean, especially if you're going to get that Flying Lantern on your mage, it's going to be difficult to escape those last damage procs. Because the one thing that I've picked up, right, mages currently in this new meta, picking up Sky Pierces. Oh, as we do see the Sanguine Claws not landing, Saint Dynasty going to escape from that tier 1 turret. But like I wanted to mention, right, if that Flying Lantern, that pass or that ability procs, and it lands and it gets you just down for the Sky Piercer, I mean, that's, bro, it's a nasty build, to be honest, especially on a Sicilian.
Yeah,
but I mean, you can say the same for Xavier.
Yeah, engagement onto the Alpha. He's trying to get that passive front. There's Phobius. He's trying to frontline. Bat's Feast comes out from the Sicilian. Phobius, he's knocking up. He manages to get towards the backline. He's doing a lot of zoning here. But the first crack from the Budang sets up 3. Harith, meanwhile, is taken down by the Granger in a 1v1 battle. Their jungle invade is on. It's 6-0. Oh, Suyu underneath the turret does somehow manage to escape. Shiro did reposition here. The second turtle of the game is up. But look at the gold coming through from Granger right now. He's just taken down the entire turret shield.
Yeah, bro, that set coming in from the Badang, that was perfect timing. Picking up a triple kill on the XP laner. That was beautiful. And Granger just sustaining. Oh, we do see the Dawning Light onto Cecilia, but the Bat's Feast is in onto. Well, we see the Sanguine Claws. Yes, the Sanguine Claws trying to get that play off as well, but Alpha Xylan escaping the clutches. Oh no, Badang is here as well.
What a clutch Guiding Winds that was. Phobius doing the front lining here. Rashi just dropping that hammer as the second turtle is being started up. There's a battle there on the gold lane. Phobius, when it gets stealed up, has to commit the flicker to get back to safe. The Guiding Winds is in there, but once more Granger not caring about the Harith counter, going in, taking yet another kill. I mean, this is one fed Granger right now.
Yeah, you don't want the Fred Granger, do you? No, sir, that Desunana will do a lot of damage. So, 5.5 minute mark. Saint Dynasty having a 7 kill advantage as well as a full 6k gold lead.
Here the switch up in gameplay, unbelievable, circling Eagle out onto the Sicilian, but Luxio has to try to disengage. It's going to be the first kill, that pew pew from the Granger, just forcing the Matilda back as a tier 1 turret has been taken, but there's a 1v1 battle here. Oh my goodness, the slow is on, but Suyu has the mobility, escapes danger as he did go for the jungle invade. Takaloshi there trying to respond and wants to lock that Sanguine Claws onto the Alpha. Damage not quite here yet from the side of Metagaskar. Yeah, I mean, we've got it's almost a 7k gold lead right now. Oh, there's the engagement, killing spree. Spear of Alpha does manage to catch on to 2, but the Revitalize from the Bucks here keeping the Granger alive. He somehow manages to escape all the danger.
I definitely saw the Granger falling there, but that Revitalize just being kept clutch, bro. Dawning Light coming in, not landing the mark onto the Granger. So we will see Granger retreating. Saint Dynasty will definitely focus onto this mid-tier 1 turret.
Yeah, as I'm just reading Amelia trying to be famous's comment, throwing out a little dig at Larry. She's like, I've never seen Larry getting smashed like that in lane.
Well, we did expect the Harrod to have an upper hand against the Granger, but Khwas being so deadly. Oh, but we do see the Skippity from Phoveus gets committed, but Phoveus is taken down by the Suyu. Over the Sanguine Claws from in his head. Will they be able to catch Lucia? Yes, Matilda is taken down. That's a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of Saint Dynasty. Saint Dynasty will have this third and final turtle in their grasp.
Yeah, 10k gold lead, 10 kills to the good. I mean, it's not often you get to see heading in towards the 8-minute mark a 10-0 score. Sicilian is starting to hurt now, building up the stacks. This is not looking good for the side of Metagaskar. Saint Dynasty, they're using that experience that we spoke about, using their in-game knowledge, changing the draft a little bit, deciding to go for a bit of a high mobility composition with the Suyu and the Baxia. But out there we see Badang. He's trying to engage onto the Phoveus. There's a follow-up, but Baxia's into the mix. Sanguine Claws does come out. The first crack is in there. Alpha, he's getting poked down here by the Granger. Suyu with the follow-up, killing spree for a Suyu. This should be another tier 2 turret being taken down here as the wave in the mid lane is being pushed. Shiro has to retreat. He's down a half health. The zoning happening here from the side of Saint Dynasty. They're trying to force the plays here. We want to take as many tier 2 turrets while they have the advantage. 12-0 at this, heading to the 9th-minute mark.
Yeah, 12k gold lead firmly in the side of Saint Dynasty. Look, I don't want to be the first one to say this, but at this point of stage, Metagaskar is receiving a hiding.
Yeah, there's the engagement onto Suyu. He's like in a 1v4 situation. Doesn't care. Meanwhile, the engagement here onto the Phoveus. The Brat's Feast is out. They take him down. Circling Eagle does land onto the Granger. He just hits a Death Sonata, forcing everybody back. And all of this with just over 20 seconds for the first Lord. Suyu throws out the arrow. He's into the front line. Dives in there onto the Herald. Zabun Force being used defensively. Oh, but it's an arrow to the head. However, Spear of Alpha finally gets the shutdown onto the Sicilian, and that's the first kill on the board for Metagaskar.
100%. Not decreasing that gold lead. That gold lead just going almost to 13k. But if you look at the teams or the members from Saint Dynasty, everyone except the Baxia has a high bounty on their head.
Yeah.
As the first turtle of Lord of the match goes in favor of Saint Dynasty.
Yeah, dominating from Saint Dynasty right now. This is a completely different game from the first one. Metagaskar, I don't know how they're going to respond to this. There's just so much pressure being placed all across the map. Saint Dynasty, the bit between their teeth, and they're not letting go. This is an enormous gold lead.
Oh, 100%. Saint Dynasty definitely needs to look at getting the waves evenly pushed. I mean, the top lane is going to crash in, as we do see Granger gets the pick-off kill onto Alpha. However, Saint Dynasty is trying to force a team fight here. Will they be able to capitalize? Oh, the Sanguine Claws does land onto Larry NB. However, Marja is onto the tier 3 turret. Oh, no, he's not. Suyu takes down the tier 3 turret in the top lane in favor of Saint Dynasty. Matilda airwaves coming in. Oh, Granger not catching Matilda. However, we do see Phoveus into the mix onto full team, but he is taken down by the Suyu. Suyu is currently big headache for this Phobius. Will it be another tier 3 turret? Yes, that is all 3 tier 3 turrets in favor of Saint Dynasty. Will they be able to clutch here onto the Nexus? As we do see the same way, Claws does connect onto 2, but Mimic comes in and gets the set game going to Saint Dynasty. 1 apiece. Saint Dynasty not taking that first L very lightly, getting this and putting in a dominant performance. So another respect band coming in, definitely the Suyu.
Yeah. Well, we did speak about the Suyu in the match, or at least in the build up to this particular match. Conqueror showing why he should be respected on that Suyu. But overall, I mean, we are picking on or speaking about individual plays because individual moments can change the course of a match. But overall, the performance from Saint Dynasty, the use of this high rotation skill composition was very much on point. They put a lot of pressure on Metagaskar from the early game. But there was one thing that I actually wanted to speak about was this. If those of you at home, while we're waiting for the next lobby to be created and set up, it was a play from Mimic that set. It's this play from Mimic that set up the moment where they could start to end the game, where he got the second skill onto the alpha, right? And then he decided, you know what, not to go for the first crack immediately. He did not go for the first crack immediately. If you just watch, there's about a 2 to 3 second pause. He waited for the team to actually get in before he went for the first crack. And that is something that you could see the skill level of the player in terms of the decision making. Just that 2 to 3 seconds, you landed the second skill. You don't just go committing your skills for no reason. Patience enough, discipline enough to wait for the team to respond before he went in with the first crack, got the kill onto the alpha, and then from there it set them up. Take a tier 3 turret. The snowball was on. The game was in the bag, and they managed to, I wouldn't say clutch it out, but they managed to storm across the finish line.
100%. Saint Dynasty picking up, well, a very good performance, star performance. And I mean, that is exactly plays like that you mentioned from the Badang. Why Badang will never be out of meta. Look, I know he received some timing issues and etc. But I mean, if you can get the sets there, you don't have any problems. But going into the bans, Joy 1-1 getting removed from Saint Dynasty's hands once more, and Saint Dynasty responding with the Moskov and Florin ban. So good luck and have fun to both teams as we will be jumping in to the third match. Currently Saint Dynasty has a W and Metagaskar, so it's 1 apiece. So we will definitely be going for 5 matches at this point of stage.
Yeah, definitely heading along that way. I hope you all are ready, buckled up, and excited for what's about to come. We're heading into the third match. It's the banning phase. It's 1 apiece. Both teams evenly balanced. It was a bit of a cagey first match, but once Metagaskar got their game going, they clutched out the first game. But the second match, Saint Dynasty, absolute destruction in the second matchup. So it's making me excited. This is a tasty, mouth-watering event for the heading into the third game.
100%. As we are into the drafting phase, Arashi with the first ban for the side of Metagaskar, banning out the chip. Oh wait, I just quickly need to step to the loop, please.
Right, alright, so into the banning phase. As expected, you don't want to leave Chip in the hands of Circuit. He is one of the better, if not maybe possibly the best Chip player in our server. I'll leave that to the viewers at home to decide whether you think Circuit's the best Chip player in this southern African region. So the glue ban coming out for the side of Saint Dynasty. Glue has been seeing, I wouldn't say the light of day, a little bit of the light of day, has been enjoying more time than usual. So the glue mains have been quite excited since this recent update. Though there was a mini update that happened, I got to see some interesting changes to heroes like Diggy. we'll be exploring the possibility of that working. But it's the Badang ban coming through from
Let's hear from the
Metagaskar.
crowd.
Definite respect
Make some
ban
noise for yours
as
truly.
Saint Dynasty continue with this XP lane ban as they take out the CC from the equation. Rashi decided to go for Lucas. Lucas, one of the stronger heroes in the XP lane right now. Maybe you viewers at home can let me know. What do you think in terms of the Lucas pick? What can be used to counter that? Mimic flashing around that Kalia would probably be swapped out
For
there.
a
No
real fight.
protection.
It's gonna be Kalia and back to the box here with that revitalize that came in so clutch in the last couple of games.
Magician.
True love is like blood.
I see this is the battle for picking up Sicilian. Metagaskar having Sicilian to this mix, but Mimic picking up the Kalia. My question is it going to be Kalia in the XP lane? Because we know that is Mimic's
Cool. Just
role.
like ice.
It should be a Kalia in the XP lane. As we are watching the Camilla Sicilian combination come through, though it's not so much the Camilla Sicilian combination that I'm interested in, it's the Camilla Lucas combination. Already there's that AoE damage that comes through from his Unleash the Beast. With a cursed blood on top of that, that's just gonna amplify things.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
Definitely, bro. I think the thing that's a item that Saint Dynasty definitely needs to look at picking up would be the Purify. Because I mean, if you're going to get caught up in that cursed blood, it's going to be a difficult time. So Saint Dynasty banning out Granger and Metagaskar responding with the Su Yul ban as Huas with the next pick for the side of Saint Dynasty.
So Zubair saying Alpha Export carry works well against the Lucas. I would definitely agree with that. Conqueror going for the Hayabusa pick. This Kimmy is something that I'm definitely interested to watch in this matchup. I think she pairs extremely well with the Kalia and the Vaxia, but especially with the Kalia. When she hits that tsunami slam, you can do some crazy things there with a crazy amount of damage. Kimmy's burst damage is insane, but look at this from Larry NB. Picking up his very famous Lunox.
For gold lane. Metagaskar are having a lot of magic damage at this point in the stage. Huas showing us the carry, but my question is the carry actually a good pick into the mixture? Because look, carry is known to be a tank, destroyer. And currently it's only Lucas, which is pretty much that can sustain somewhat, but Huas picking up carry.
Interesting. The YSS being picked up by Xylan as well. So that high degree of vision will be there in the mix for the side of Metagaskar.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, look, if I'm looking at the draft now, right, Kimmy mid lane, we have seen Kimmy playing oftenly in the mage role because she does a high amounts of concurrent sustained magic damage, burst damage. My apologies. So I'm definitely going to favor Madagascar's draft here. But I mean, anything can happen. I'm very excited to see how this third match is going to play off between Metagaskar and Saint Dynasty. And into the match we go.
You know what I forgot to put up is the poll.
Enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash.
Well, so Metagaskar going for the red buff rotation, changing up their rotations at this point in stage. And Saint Dynasty also going for their red buff. So it will seem like Metagaskar will be going for that XP lane in early game invade or engagement, as Saint Dynasty will be going in the opposite direction into the gold lane.
Yeah. Kimmy, being able to deal with a 2v1 situation here. Quick rotation from the side of Metagaskar. They want to go for this gold lane gang. Oh, the Tank Claws on the mark. The flicker comes through from Kalia, but Lucas underneath the turret. First blood fast rotation, fast kill. Meanwhile, YSS is being left a little bit on his lonesome in the jungle. Manages to secure his blue buff. There's the counter engage coming through. Once more the Sanguine Claws onto Kimmy, but it's going to be Lucas into the mix. He's trying to frontline through here. YSS dishing out the damage. Box here comes in just at the right time, pops that revitalize, keeps the rest of Saint Dynasty alive.
Yeah, so this is the first match that Metagaskar takes first blood. Normally it was Conqueror picking up first blood, but we do see the engagement. The Hayabusa's shadow form is onto Zyland, not being able to get YSS.
There was like a pixel of health left. How did he survive? There's the rotation here made by the Kamala. We're going to get engaged upon here. This should be Kamala being, Sicilian being taken down. Shiro trying to help the Lunox out, but is eliminated. It's 1-for-1 as it's just over 10 seconds to the first turtle of the game.
Yeah, indeed so. We do see Kalia and Lucas fighting in the top lane. Kalia doing so much damage onto Lucas. But this is all going to come down to this positioning now, with the first objective up. The first turtle of the match has spawned.
Yeah. It's no Bat's Feast available for the side of Metagaskar, as neither mid laner has reached the level 4 mark yet. Baxia doing what he does best, which is using that high mobility and rotation. Are they going to allow him to get the level 4? Oh, there's an engagement here. Flicker comes out by the carry. She's trying to dash back to safety. Does manage to dash back to safety. All the pressure being placed here on the Golden. Couldn't get the kill. And the first turtle going away. There's the tsunami slam onto the Lucas. He's trying to survive this, but I don't think he's gonna. There's a Hayabusa. He has other intentions. Oh, but the Sicilian with the Bat's Feast comes through there and takes down one. Will you take down another? Clear trying to escape, but Clear flickers out. What a rotation from Shiro.
Yeah, that Sanguine Claws just getting casted perfectly. Lucas, well, Arashi just being patient with that Unleash the Beast bomb. And as that Sanguine Claws landed, that was optimal timing for him. So you definitely do see the experience coming in here from members. Not just panic casting skills. This is exactly what you want to see in a grand.
Exactly. It's so difficult to call which way these games are gonna go. But it seems that so far the team that's picking first is having a very strong early game. Baxia is gonna get scouted out. Sanguine Claws does come out. There's the Bat's Feast. Baxia trying to walk it off here. He's getting stunned up and controlled. There's the Cursed Blood. Catches onto 2. But the follow-up not quite there yet as Lunox commits that light ultimate. Engages onto the carry. Meanwhile, Shadow Claws into the Shadow Kill into the back line there. But Hayabusa not too much damage just yet. Doesn't have the items. Rotation here from the Lucas. He's engaging onto the carry. Oh, Unleash the Beast only onto the Baxia. Doesn't want to continue this engagement. Mimic has made the rotation across. Lucas does scout him out there in the mid lane as it's the full 5-man from Metagaskar in the mid. I mean from Saint Dynasty in the mid.
100%. So at the 4.5 minute mark, Saint Dynasty having the 300 gold lead, but having a 1 kill deficit. So next turtle is up in, well, now.
Oh, nice kill there from the YSS, but he gets taken down by the Hayabusa. Still has the shadow kill, manages to catch on, gets a double, and that was perfect timing. If you're the side of Saint Dynasty, you're able to get 2 kills just before the second turtle of the game.
Yeah, this Hayabusa Conqueror definitely capitalizing on timing there, and does start the second turtle of the match. So Saint Dynasty being a little bit more patient with their plays, especially with their team comp. But let's see how this one does play out. The second turtle going in favor of Saint Dynasty once more.
Yeah, Tsunami Slam comes through. There's the Bat's Feast, but being used defensively. It's going to be the Unleash the Beast into the backline. Lucas, he manages to zone out too, but there's not the damage, not quite there yet. YSS trying to follow up. Lucas is quite low, but he is sustaining quite a bit. The angle not quite right. Lunox trying to get it onto the clear, but YSS light ultimate comes out from the Lunox very quickly. Meanwhile, it's going to Big Paws, makes the rotation, gets the Lucas mid lane being pushed in. Sanguine Claws does land onto 2, but that's the mid lane down. They don't want to force the this engage because there's the Hayabusa, gets the shadow kill out there. They take down Xylan on the YSS. St. Dynasty switching gears in the mid lane, managing to get a couple of kills. Flicker comes out and the dash away from the Kalia. She was forced to use that flicker, but control very much on the side of St. Dynasty right now.
Yeah, especially taking two tier 1 turrets, mid and bot lane. So map control firmly to the side of St. Dynasty, and St. Dynasty nearly having that 3k gold lead as well as the 2 kill advantage. So St. Dynasty definitely shifting gears since the last team fight.
There's Vax here trying to engage onto the Camilla. Camilla has to reposition. Right now, it comes down to timing. Even though Metagaskar are a bit behind here, if they can time that Cursed Blood, oh, there's Kalia into the mix, gets the Tsunami Slam onto the YSS, he dashes back to safety. Lucas with a follow-up, it's going to be the Cursed Blood, only lands onto 2. Light Ultimate comes out from the Lunox as a carry, dishing out the damage. Kimmy as well, forcing the side of Metagaskar out of their own jungle. They did manage to pick up the 1 kill onto Mimic on the Kalia. Wow, there's going to be Hayabusa, tries to get the dash in. A bit of poke damage, but couldn't get the finish off. Lucas trying to protect this mid lane tier 2 turret. But Carry seizing the opportunity, and this should be the final tier 1 turret being taken down.
100%. Gimme successfully stealing the blue buff away from Metagaskar. So 7.5 minute mark, we do see the third and final turtle is being slaughtered by the Hayabusa, as all 3 turtles going in favor of St. Dynasty.
Yeah, and because of that, they've picked up a 4k gold lead, heading into the 8-minute mark of the game. There's a bit of an engage here in the jungle, as it's a 2v5 situation, more or less, but that's just being used for distraction by the side of St. Dynasty, as they've opted. Oh, there's going to be Hayabusa with a shadow kill in there. He's going to try to take down Shiro, but Shiro manages to survive through all of this. Camilla is in there. There's Lucas. He's got that engage. Cursed Blood lands onto 3. There's the shutdown kill. Lunox manages to take down the Hayabusa, but the carry with the return kill, and they managed to take down the Lucas as well. This is 2 for 1 in the favor of St. Dynasty. This 4k gold lead really playing off to their advantage. Oh, meanwhile, it's going to be Suyu. Manages to get the kill onto the carry. He's going to get chased down. He wants to try to dash away. He uses the wall, but Kalia jumps in and knocks him off, takes him down, sends him back to the base.
Indeed, so that was a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of St. Dynasty. Kalia not being able to save the Hayabusa with that Unleash the Beast coming in from Lucas, but definitely that is going to be Kalia's focus point, to get the Tsunami Slam onto the Lucas, because as soon as he's removed from the equation or just stunned down, that does give St. Dynasty the opening. But nonetheless, it's past the 9-minute mark. St. Dynasty continuing with their gold lead onslaught. 4.3k in favor of St. Dynasty. Map control firmly to the side of St. Dynasty. Ooh. And it's a kill advantage.
Yeah, I thought that Shiro might have overextended there. Nicely done from St. Dynasty, creating the space here for another final tier 2 turret to be taken down. The Lord will be up in the next 6 seconds as we're watching the discipline coming through from the side of St. Dynasty. They've got what they wanted. They back off Kalia at the same time, getting the bot lane pushed in, forcing Metagaskar around the map to create the space necessary for them to take this, the first Lord of the game.
Yeah, indeed. So St. Dynasty definitely going to keep this pressure here onto Metagaskar, not allowing the waves to get unevenly synced. We do see that pause onto the mid lane, especially when it comes to the farm. So not allowing Metagaskar to farm at this point of stage.
Yeah, just continue for me.
Alright, no stress. Goes Blood, landing onto 4. However, Kimmy takes down Lucas. Lunox gets a double kill. Hayabusa into the mix with a shadow kill as well. Lunox with a triple kill. But Conqueror into the back line picks up a double kill. That's a 3 each. That's a 3-for-3 exchange. With the Lord still coming up, we will see that first shield getting procced onto this tier 3 turret. Yes, sir. It gets procced before the Lord enters, but he smashes onto the tier 3 turret. However, Saint Dynasty not relieving the pressure onto Metagaskar, getting those hits onto the tier 3 turrets. So that's, well, all shields are gone now. We have reached that timer of the match. Oh, Hayabusa into the mix once more. Throwing out his second skill, not committing the shadow kills just yet, just trying to get baits there, as we do see YSS using his global ult. However, Saint Dynasty taking away the jungling, or the jungle away from this YSS. Hayabusa already level 15 and the YSS only level 11. Oh, but the killing spree comes in from Hayabusa onto the Lucas. Shadow kill onto Larry NB. He gets the shutdown kill. Make that a double kill for the Hayabusa. Will we see a triple kill? Or will they be able to catch a Sicilian? Kalia catches the Sicilian. And YSS responds with a kill onto the Bucks here. However, unstoppable kill coming in for Hayabusa. And Saint Dynasty definitely in a very good position here to end this match. As the Lord is, the minions are onto the Nexus. Saint Dynasty definitely not allowing it to get a return to Metagaskar. Third match going in favor of Saint Dynasty. 2-1 currently in favor of Saint Dynasty. GG's well played to the team, but Saint Dynasty on pretty much a roll at this point of stage.
Goodness, that was crazy. If you could just hold the swing, I just want to find out about our second stream. For those of you who are watching, we did have the Mobile Legends Waylander Gaming Academy up at the same time. So I'm just going to take care of that really quickly. Scoutskinkle, if you can lead us through intro bit here.
100%. I just need to invite you to the lobby, please. Oi, let's go. So we are going to head into the fourth match, right? So Saint Dynasty currently 2 dubs away from being the champions of the African Conquest Cup. You almost make the mistake of calling it the Conquerors Cup, but Saint Dynasty in a very, very good position here, taking the last 2 matches in a row. Will Metagaskar be able to... Wait, I just need you to move up, please. Alright, they will move now. So let me just get the bands in at the same time. Saints, bands, please. Or your partner will move up now to the spectators' side.
Alright, my apologies. I was just sorting out a few admin stuff here. Just do some
No stress, bro. No stress. Just waiting for Saint Dynasties with their bands. Oh, Saint Dynasty sticking with that Moscow Florin band. Meta, bands please. Come on. Alright, Metagaskar banning out Joy and Chip. Good luck and have fun to both teams as we are going to jump into the fourth match. Wait, are you muted?
No, I'm live with you. I'm back. I just had to do a little
Oh
lot
no,
of.
because I can hear Shruti and Lotus.
Alright, so it is the first ban coming through for the side of St. Dynasty. Circuit with the first pick. St. Dynasty taking a 2-1 lead here. This is a best of 7, so Metagaskar are definitely in position to try and come back and even things out.
Yeah, and indeed so. So if Metagaskar does pick up this match and take it to two apiece, yeah, then there's still 2 matches that needs to take place. So if Metagaskar does take this match, we are going to have the full 7 matches.
Yeah, so there's some call-outs from the chat saying St. Dynasty is going to be taking us 4-1. Let's get into this, what game to see if they can get to a 3-1 lead, or will Metagaskar be able to even things out? Mumik with the next ban for the side of St. Dynasty, going for the Lucas ban. Did not appreciate that the damage output from the Unleash, the beast from the Lucas from Arashi in the previous game, so they get rid of it for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. But now the question is, right, you saw in the different matches, different heroes just gelling pretty much well. Metagaskar removing Baxia and Kalia from Saint's hands. So we still got the Matilda open, but I don't know if the Matilda will get picked up once more. Definitely, if we're looking at the Saints draft at this point of stage, you know, the Roma definitely going for that high sustain heroes, as we do see Tokolosh going with the Kimi once more. Larry and B and Lucier with the response picks. Arashi picking up a dunk. Lucier showing us high loss. Will it be high loss though? Or Zyland picking up Hayabusa. You do see the counter picks coming in here, right?
Yeah.
Well, not the counter picks, but the stolen picks, if one could say that.
Experience
picking
the
up Granger.
euphony of suffering.
Circuit showing us high loss. Will it be the high loss for Circuit though? Yes, sir. Circuit does pick up the high loss with a revitalize for the side of Saint Dynasty.
Nari NB with the final pick for the side of Metagaskar. Goes out, swaps out to Luxio with the Kufra pick. Well, that could be very good for the side of Metagaskar with high mobility heroes like Granger and Kimmy.
Chose me to vanquish the shadows that plague this world.
So this does cancel out a few jungle picks for the side of Saint Dynasty, especially going up against the Kufra. I think the Kufra was a very smart pick there, but Metagaskar pretty much with the stolen picks, as we do see Xavier being the final ban for the side of Saint Dynasty.
Yeah, so Xavier is, as we know, one of Shiro's meta picks. And so they decide to eliminate that there, see what else he's going to throw into the mix when it comes to the mage. Larry NB picking up that Clint. So Clint is, well, we do know he's quite a strong marksman. Always there and thereabouts. Maybe not exactly meta, shall we say, but always there and thereabouts. As Mumik goes for the Marsha pick. It's been a bit of time since we've seen the Marsha pick.
Yeah, indeed so. And Conqueror picking up Fred. Shiro with the final pick for the side of Metagaskar. Saint Dynasty going for a very tanky lineup. Woo.
That is true.
If you get that glorious pathway and that Fredrin into the mix, I mean, if he can get his first, second skill, taunt combo, bro. It's especially with that slow on the glorious path, it's going to be deadly. As Shiro does pick up Faza for the side of Metagaskar. So wait, if you're looking at the two, which draft are you favoring?
Well, we are watching a very strong early game composition from the side of Saint Dynasty, and based on the way they've been using this their early game strats, I would lean a little bit in that direction. They do have the Marsha for split pushing ability, but a lot's going to come down to the Badang and Kufra just to create the space, Badang, Kufra and Fasa, to create the space for Hayabusa to get into the backline, because if he does manage to get into the backline, that could prove to be deadly, removing the 2 damage dealers, because Hayabusa counters both of them. Though, if you've been part of the academy, you would have heard the tutorial on how to use Flicker to counter Hayabusa's ultimate.
Don't you wish you were at the academy classes? Don't ya? So we do see Saint Dynasty starting on their blue buff and Metagaskar on their red buff. So same side rotation seems like from both teams. Previous match being opposite rotations, but this is refreshing. You do see each match starting differently.
Yeah, look at the amount of poke damage onto the Kufra, forcing the Flicker out. We're not even at the 1 minute mark, and as we expected from the side of Saint Dynasty, they want to use this early game pressure. I mean, if I was a Hayabusa, I might have went for buff rotation, red buff, blue buff quickly, and then tried to go in for a counter jungle a little bit, as Hylos is zoning here in the front line. Fasa uses that bird form just to reposition. Though it seems like Fred doesn't want to go in for the countered jungle style. He's just allowing Hayabusa to poke and provide vision. Once more, Kufra's being engaged upon. Oh, there's going to be the Hayabusa. He wants to get the shadow kill out. Does manage to land it, but I think his real target was the Kimi. But any first blood would do, because you're going to get quite a bit of gold from that first blood.
So minute and a half, we do see the first blood going in favor of Metagaskar on the Hayabusa, but we do see Marsha up against the Badang, as we do see Hayabusa is top lane as well. The rotation coming in, Fredrin into the mix as Faza coming into the mix, but Kufra, oh no, my bad, it was Kufra, Faza, lol, Faza's all the way, and so it is 3 seconds and the first turtle of the match will spawn up.
Yeah, so Fasa using that opportunity, high mobility, to get the gank of the gold lane. It's one of the dangers when you have a Fasa. That high mobility of hers allows her to get ganks when you least expect it. This tanky lineup here from the side of Saint Dynasty. Starting up the turtle, no one's pulled it yet. Okay, we do see Fredrin to get the bit of a pull. Engage onto the Marsha, Badang with a stun. They managed to get it down to the final bar. Kufra taking a lot of damage, has to get back in retreat. The turtle is going to be reset. Kimi helping the Fredrin, doing a lot of poke damage there as well, as they all managed to get the stun onto the Hayabusa. Fasa with the feathered airstrike, but the first crack into the backline onto True, manages to get a kill. However, Hylos wants to return the damage. It's going to be a double kill going the way of the Kimi, throwing out the shots. Make that a trouble. Will this be a maniac? No. Shiro staying fairly safe. It's triple kill going the way of Kimi.
And allowing the Fredrin to get that red buff stolen and taken away from the Hayabusa.
Yeah, it is going to be Flicker came out. Yeah, it was the Flicker that came out from Shiro there on the Fasa. Oh, but Kufra does get the engagement here.
Awesome.
A glorious pathway from the Hylos being used to escape everyone's attention. But right now, it's just about a 1.5k gold lead almost to the side of Saint Dynasty.
It's 1.7k gold in favor of Saint Dynasty. Saint Dynasty capitalizing on that pressure that they've started up. Oh, Clint nearly getting taken down by the Granger. However, we do see the second skill coming in from the Hayabusa. Hayabusa gets the shutdown kill onto Kimi. The feathered airstrike was committed, but only one cast landed and she cancelled ult. So 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Metagaskar in the gold lane.
Very nicely done there. That shutdown kill helping to reduce the gold lead a little bit. Though it's still in the favor of Saint Dynasty, about 1.2. Oh, but look at this. Quick rotations here from the team. They managed to shut down the Clint. Meanwhile, there's a bit of an engagement here onto the Marsha. Marsha down to the final help, but trying to escape. Oh, he's going to try to almost. But there's the Kimmy into the mix, using that mobility. A shadow kill comes out from the Hayabusa. Just doesn't have the damage. Managed to escape. The stun comes out from Circuit as he gets the pick off. Then he's following it up. He's tanking through so much. Oh, that's going to be the retribution came out from the Fredrin as once again the rotations from Saint Dynasty, one side of the map to the other, achieved the objective going through. The jungle invade is on. It's a 2v4 situation. Kailas with the glorious pathway. He sets up the red buff steal and gets out. Nice play from Conqueror and Circuit.
100%. That was a 2-for-2 exchange going in favor of both teams. Well, not going in favor of a team, as we do see Saint Dynasty going on to the second turtle of this match. Tokolosh with that damage on the Kimi would definitely seal the deal as Conqueror does take the second turtle of the match in favor of Saint Dynasty.
Yeah, a nice rotation here from Circuit, once again providing the necessary support for his gold laner, as he was in a 1v3 situation. Keeping him safe, keeping him alive. The turret's still standing all across the map. So the kills fairly even, but the gold lead almost 3k to the side of Saint Dynasty. They look like they're building up a head of steam right now.
Yeah, and definitely they are looking to put the wheels on the trolley, or shall we say the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Oh, as we do see the engagement onto Marshall. Will Marshall be able to catch the Badang here? As we do see Granger off screen gets a kill onto Clint, and Badang just escapes the clutches of Marshall and Hylos. However, we do see Saint Dynasty continuing the engagement here in the bot lane. The feathered airstrike from is committed onto Granger, but Hayabusa comes in with a shadow kill onto Granger and hits the mark. Will Fredrin be able to get escape here? As we do see Kufra getting that slap onto Fredrin against the wall. However, Fredrin's ult misses.
Yeah, that Tyrant's Wrath is such a nice CC skill. Hayabusa doesn't have the shadow kill yet, so doesn't want to go in onto the Fredrin. There we see the combination of Mimic and Circuit as they use the glorious pathway, dive in under the turret and punish Xylan there on the Hayabusa for sticking around too long. Once more the jungle invade is in. The tier 1 turret in the mid lane has been taken down by Kimmy. Takanash is in the mix. Oh, but look at the first crack from Badang. The setup, it's going to be Kufra into the mix, but the axe slam or the greatsword slam from the Fredrin just deleting everybody's health. It's a 2-for-0 exchange as a Saint Dynasty turnaround. There's the shadow kill. Is there enough damage? Not quite. Two players with just a pixel of health. They somehow managed to survive, and the jungle invade continues. Feathered airstrike from the Fossa. Kimmy into the mix here, doing so much damage onto Shiro, diving in underneath the turret. Will he get the kill? Yes, he does. Kufra with the Tyrant's Wrath against the wall gets the shutdown onto Takaloshi on that Kimmy.
And with all that continuing, we did see, well, we do see Fredrin focusing on to the third and final turtle of the match, going in favor of Saint Dynasty. So just past the 8-minute mark, Saint Dynasty has the 5-kill advantage as well as a 5k gold lead.
Yeah, so
Map control.
Junior-san, just to answer your question very quickly in the chat, because I'm assuming you want to know about the what we were talking about on using Flicker to cancel Hayabusa's ultimate. Basically, you can use Flicker to do so as long as you flicker in the direction in which you're walking. So if Hayabusa ulties you, as the shadow kill is on, you just have to flicker in the same direction as you're walking. As we see, the shadow kill does come on with the first crack, but there's way too much sustainability for the side of Saint Dynasty. They're hunting everybody down. Larry NB finally manages to take down Quas, but this is a 3-for-1 exchange, as we should see the final tier 1 turret being taken down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, indeed. So Saint Dynasty, they are getting ready to slap those wheels on the trolley. But it ain't over till the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, wraparound play here. They're going on the faster. She's got that bird form nicely done by Shiro. But there's the glorious pathway coming out from the Hylos. The stuns are up there from Kufra. On the feathered airstrike, repositioning aerial bombardment from the Fossa. They manage to get the control onto the Frederick. Can they shut him down? He's so tanky. Shadow kill comes out. They manage to take him down. They're on the hunt here for the Kemi, but Kemi just too much mobility. Manages to reposition the mid lane wave, pushing in here. They need to try and get a little bit of control to Metagaskar just before this Lord. It's going to be spawning up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, indeed. So Fredrin definitely not using some brain smarts. They're going in a full fight. We do know Fredrin being able to sustain a lot of damage, and he did survive, well, for a long while with that team fight. But just not a very nice position to be in, especially before the Lord.
Oh, Shadow Kill did come out there. They do get the kill onto Arashi, but he did the zoning the way that he needed to. Just to make sure that this guy, it looks like Xylan's gonna get caught out by the Hayabusa. Has the second skill, but just not been enough reaction time there. Was with the way that Saint Dynasty hunted him down. So that's 2 kills, but the Lord did go the way of Metagaskar. They're gonna try to hope to achieve at least a couple of tier 1 turrets with this Lord, because they don't have the numbers to, I think, do more than that. It's a 3v5 situation right now.
So we do see Metagaskar going to go for this rotation onto the Fredrin, as we do see Arashi gets that wall onto Fredrin, but not getting the fish crack onto him just yet, as we do see Shiro with the Falzars into the mix. The feathered airstrike is go back to the far. However, Fredrin doesn't care about the Badang, but the fish crack is onto Fredrin, as Fredrin is slain by the Falzar.
Look at how much he tanked though. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy. So the Lord does get a tier 1 turret in favor of Metagaskar. Glorious Pathway is committed from the Hylos. However, Badang is into the mix here, but he is taken down by the Granger with that Death Tsunara final blow onto the Badang. However, we do see Saint Dynasty trying to push and catch Metagaskar out of position.
Yeah. A little bit of glitch and sound there, but anyway, we're back up and running. It is 80 seconds to the next Lord, 18 to 11, but the map control on the side of Saint Dynasty. They've got this extremely tanky composition. I was wondering why. Oh, the flicker. Tyrant's Wrath manages to catch up the Granger. Granger flickers to safety. The feathered airstrike almost doing the job. But there's going to be Hayabusa. He's into the mix. He gets the shadow kill. Off onto the Kimi. Does take the Kimi down. Oh my goodness. The hunt is on. Granger and Hylos. They're trying to retreat, but Zhang wants to get close to them. It's Frederick. He's alone in the mud, but he can sustain through so much. Mumik is into the mix there. Wants to try to get his teammate defended. There's Badang. Makes the rotation. Throws a second skill out, but Frederick can skip back through that. But oh, look at the control, the timing on Arashi with that first crack. This is proper discipline waiting there. He gets the second skill out. Oh my goodness. Metagaskar with the plays just before the Lord. They've taken down another 2. This should be the map control that they need. They want to push in for more. They want to take this tier 2 turret down in the mid lane. They're trying to find the angle for the Kimi. Oh, they do manage to catch the Tyrant. Strap into feathered airstrike. The follow-up is in there. The stuns from Badang. The Lord is up. Only Kufra has to recall. The rest of the team will be able to take this down. Frederick will be alive, but will he be able to get in for the contest? I don't know. The zoning is being done by Badang and Fasa. They're just providing the vision. High lost circuit, showing everybody his team where everyone is. Frederick wants to try to get into the mix. It's going to be a battle here for the retribution. Xylan wins that battle. Fasa, she was dived upon by the Marsha, manages to disengage Badang with the first crack. Just keeps his team alive. But Murmic into the backline takes down another. So Lord is out, but can they achieve much here, Skarpskenkel, with 2 being taken down?
To get the advantage, especially with this Lord. So this will take us down and we can either to a massive team fight, a forced team fight, or the next team fight that's going to transpire into the next Lord. I think, in my opinion, the next team fight is going to determine who's going to take this match.
Yeah. This is very, very much on a knife edge, Scoutskegel.
100%. So, 14.5 minute mark. St. Dynasty having the 5-kill advantage. Well, that gold lead that they had got shredded down to 1.4k in favor of St. Dynasty. Map control still firmly to the side of St. Dynasty. Metagaskar not being able to capitalize with the advantage that they had with objective.
There's the engagement onto the Fred. He's trying to get onto the Clint. Throws out the slam. Manages to get the Clint. The damage will not be there. They take down the Kufra. Shadow kill comes out, but it's just not enough. It's 3-4 exchange. Same Dynasty. They sense an opportunity. They sense blood. They know that it's going to be difficult to try to defend this. As Marsha into the backline commits the ultimate. Mermic doing so much health bar after health bar, surviving Granger into the base. Will he get taken down? Yes, he is taken down by Xylem, but he's in a 1v4 situation. He's gonna have to try to throw the retry out. Now he doesn't use it. He doesn't have the retry available. The base is locked down. It's gonna be game, set, match. St. Dynasty as they pull very much another step into the lead. It's 3-1 to them. Next game, Skarpskenkel. This is match point.
This is match point for St. Dynasty at this point of stage. St. Dynasty, I mean, for a moment there, I thought Metagaskar is going to turn around, clutch this, and we'll have another 3 matches. But if St. Dynasty does clutch this now in, well, like you said, the game match point, we will only be having 5 matches tonight and not 7.
Yeah. So just as I got the cameras up and running for us, welcome to the stream, everybody. KX23 and Unio, they are enjoying the conversation with one another in the live chat. I hope you're enjoying the action. For those of you tuning in to watch, if you haven't already, press that like, share, and subscribe button, as we expect you to come and join us for even more Mobile Legends action that will be coming up as we get the teams ready. Skarpskenkel will just inform the viewers of what will be happening next. This is the grand final of the African Conquest Cup, but it's not the only conclusion. We do have the Waylander Gaming Academy, the grand final for which will be taking place next weekend. And then after that, Skarpskenkel, for Mobile Legends, will be heading into the MSA Cup.
Yeah, so viewers, I know the registration phase got extended by a few days. So if you have not registered for the MSA Cup, now is the time to do so. You'll see the registration link is in one of our videos. You'll see it is the MSA advertisement, does state MSA 2025. The registration link is in there. So if you want to register your team for the MSA, please go do so. It's got a nice big prize pool, a lot of diamonds to be picked up, especially if you're live ending. But nonetheless, we are going to get the bans done for this fifth match.
Yeah, this is
St. Dynasty sticking with the Moscow Florin ban.
Well, if it's working, why change it? Huh? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Metagaskar responding with a joy chip ban. So good luck and have fun to both teams as we will be jumping into the next match. Viewers, you definitely should be entertained. This is, well, what a quality of a grand finals match this ain't. Normally we would see it just being one-sided. Well, at this point of stage, St. Dynasty picking up 3 consecutive W's in a row. Metagaskar picking up first W, but this could still go either way. Metagaskar could turn the tides here and win the next 3 consecutive matches.
Anything can happen. This is Mobile Legends. We've seen some crazy things take place. As it looks like Metagaskar going in for a bit of a swap in. They'll be getting themselves ready. Could be some lag issues, as we know. We always seem to have lag issues around here. As we wait for the teams to get ready. I think let's just get that. We'll have the pause screen up and running for all of you guys. While everyone is ready, we'll be back with you in just a second.
So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene. On every screen, making my presence something to be seen, yeah. I'll make them all see that I could be anything I wanna be. If you got a dream, then you need persistence and lots of belief, yeah. Yo, don't take that negative energy, I replace that. I just wanna be me, I don't fake that. I just wanna be free, yeah, chase that. I got a new obsession, it's helping and teaching and giving everyone a lesson. It's living and winning and building something that's impressive. I don't wanna do the same thing, I wanna be progressive, so I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see is a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things. I'm setting goals, life hacking. I'm steady stacking. I see myself being happy. A better me with a strategy that I'm attacking.
To the test, and you know I'll ace that. Hit me in the face and I'm hitting right back. I enjoy the chase, so I'll stay on track. Yeah, I enjoy the race, so I'll make that back. Got a lot of dreams that I'll make come true. Got a lot of things that I wanna do. Got a lot of goals that I wanna prove. But there's not a lot of time, so I gotta make moves.
That I wanna do. I got plans, got schemes that I follow through. I make all my gains from what I produce. I don't lose, I learn, don't get confused. Peace in the dark, cause I work fucking hard. So many nights sitting in the graveyard, cause they lost to the grind, but that's fine, that's a start. To do something great, sacrifice is a part of it. It's just the start of it. You can't start then quit, you have to harness this, cause energy is bliss. And when I swing, I miss, but then I swing and hit. So I'ma swing again, and I'ma swing again. Then I'll be taking off, cause I don't wait or pause. I got the game unlocked, I never mind the clock. I take the last shot, I got a fast cross. Villain energy, cause I'm the last boss.
Test, and you know I'll ace that. Hit me in the face and I'm hitting right back. I enjoy the chase, so I'll stay on track. Yeah, I enjoy the race, so I'll make that back. Got a lot of dreams that I'll make come true. Got a lot of things that I wanna do. Got a lot of goals that I wanna prove. And there's not a lot of time, so I gotta make moves.
So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene. On every screen, making my presence something to be seen, yeah. I'll make them all see that I could be anything I wanna be. If you got a dream, then you need persistence and lots of belief, yeah. Yo, don't take that negative energy, I replace that. I just wanna be me, I don't fake that. I just wanna be free, yeah, chase that. I got a new obsession, it's helping and teaching and giving everyone a lesson. It's living and winning and building something that's impressive. I don't wanna do the same thing, I wanna be progressive, so I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see is a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things. I'm setting goals, life hacking. I'm steady stacking. I see myself being happy. A better me with a strategy that I'm attacking.
To the test, and you know I'll ace that. Hit me in the face and I'm hitting right back. I enjoy the chase, so I'll stay on track. Yeah, I enjoy the race, so I'll make that back. Got a lot of dreams that I'll make come true. Got a lot of things that I wanna do. Got a lot of goals that I wanna prove. And there's not a lot of time, so I gotta make moves.
Alright, welcome back everybody to the stream. We've got this potentially final game for you this evening. If you're wondering about the score, it is 3-1 in favor of Saint Dynasty. This is a best of 7, so it's all to play for right now. Metagaskar have made a swap in. They've brought Memphis into the mix for Zyna.
Yeah, 100%. So the bans being as per usual, Moscow, Florin, Joy, and Chip. So good luck and have fun to both teams as we jump into the 5th match. So into the drafting phase we go. Larry NB with the first ban for the side of Metagaskar.
What will he be looking to ban out this time round?
My tail's been itching for
Banning
a
out
real
Khalil?
fight.
Good ban. Good. Always a
Conqueror
good
with
first
the
ban.
response for the side of Saint Dynasty.
Yeah, always a good first ban, that Kalia.
Khalil's definitely because I mean, if you saw the time that they didn't ban out the Kalia pretty much soloed the Lucas very much in the XP lane.
Rocks need no protection from the rain.
Saint Dynasty banning out Blue and Metagaskar responding with the Baxia ban. Definitely not appreciating the Baxia
Yeah.
into the mix.
Yeah, difficult to deal with the rotation speed from a Baxia. I mean, maybe minus Chip, right? Fastest rotation from a Roma. And can be used as a flex pick as well.
Yeah, well, Baxia is deadly in the jungle as well. Look, Baxia, well, he's a utility hero. I mean, as we do see Saint Dynasty banning out Lucas. So removing Lucas from Madagascar's hands.
The Jinx in the chat saying, last game, let's go, boys. Might be a little bit premature from Jinx there, but we'll get to see.
Well, Jinx this for Saint Dynasty.
Well, if they lose this game, they know who to blame.
And Jinx, you're live on the stream. So, Saint Dynasty, if they don't take this one, they would definitely be DMing you. So, tread carefully. We do have a viewer's curse here as well. Larry and B picking up Granger for the side of Metagaskar. Tokolosh going for the Cyclops and Circuit picking up the Matilda.
Power of
Oh,
Pegasus.
Arashi not waiting, picking up a dung for the side of Metagaskar.
Interesting with the Cyclops pick. Cyclops is, I wouldn't say a meta mage, does a lot of damage in a 1v1 situation. Has a reasonable wave clear. But let's get to see the Cyclops Matilda combination.
Lolita getting picked up from the side of Metagaskar. Not wanting Saint Dynasty. Well, Saint Dynasty already picked their run. So, I'm not a very big fan of Lolita. But hey, I've gotten humbled by Lolita on multiple occasions. Conqueror picking up the Lancelot. Boss with the final ban for the side of Saint Dynasty, removing Hayabusa from the equation. Memphis. Will Memphis be the change up that Metagaskar needed? Coming in with a final ban for the side. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, so it looks like Saint Dynasty going with the composition that they picked against Soul Society in the third game. It was a best of 5. It was the game they needed to move on to the grand final, so they're saying yes, we used that the last time, it was effective, let's use it again. Though the one swap out here is going to be this so weird. Let me tell you how weird this is, right? The first 3 picks are exactly the first 3 picks that Saint Dynasty had up against Soul Society in the lower bracket final. And Soul Society had a Eudora.
The Flying Swallow is here to clean up Marshall City.
It's like a deja vu match.
100%. 1-1 getting picked up by Juaz. And Memphis going with the YSS for Metagaskar. Mimic, bro, picking up Arnold. No way, I know you're a big fan of. If with that sweeping blow from him, that final sweep.
Yeah, final slash.
Final slash, yeah, that final slash can come in clutch. Lolita, not really much that the Lolita can counter at this point of stage with their shield. This is going to be a very difficult time for Rome, for the side of Metagaskar.
Yeah, it's just the Cyclops second skill does bounce it back. And is it 1-1 when she hits that ultimate of hers? We just have to double check. That one I'm not too certain of. I think she does counter the 1-1. No, it doesn't. Okay.
No, because the crossbow tangs is in mid-air. So the crossbow tangs is pretty much over the shield.
Yeah, okay, I see. It's not considered to be a projectile, it's considered to be a basic attack. The second skill blocks projectiles. So ARW, the score is 3-1 in the favor of Saint Dynasty. This is match point for them. But with the swap out from the side of Metagaskar, they're going to hope to try to achieve something. They brought Memphis into the mix. If you remember correctly, Memphis was the jungler for the side of Prominence last... well, actually, the inaugural winners of Conquerors of Dawn. There's the engagement onto the Badang. He throws the skills away. The flicker just in time, but he's going to get taken down there from that. A little bit of extra damage from the Arlot. So first blood going the way of Saint Dynasty.
Indeed so. But Arlot, you know, that second skill of him, just allowing to get that dash onto the Badang, did finish the job, but we do see the engagement onto Larry and B. However, Lucia with the Lolita does get the basic skills from the one round back, and the gold grab going in favor.
She getting engaged upon by 2 here. Lancelot still has that second skill. Doesn't even need to throw it out. It's Arlot who gets the pick off there. So it's 2 kills onto the Badang this early on in the game. As Memphis is trying to take the exchange farm on the opposite side of the lane. We will see the same from the Lancelot. Using the river speed here, the Badang should go and check the bushes. You see, he's going to force the play out here from the Lancelot. Lancelot is quite mobile. Oh my goodness, the stun almost there from the Lolita, but quick hands from Conqueror. He is quite a little bit low as Memphis does throw out the ultimate there. The vision is on. There's going to be the stun from the Lolita. Lancelot, really difficult. Oh, but the first crack onto 2. But Lance second skills himself back to safety. But it's Shiro with that Eudora phobia ultimate of hers. Just doing so much damage.
Eudora phobia. Oh, I mean, Eudora can be so deadly. I mean, she pretty much one combo kill pretty much anyone.
Yeah, especially if you're
I
squishy.
understand exactly the phobia.
Yeah, squishy. I mean, Lancelot's gonna have to be very careful. Which you noticed why Lancelot wasn't making the rotation towards the gold lane, knowing that Eudora will be waiting in a bush for him.
Indeed so. So past the 3-minute mark. Saint Dynasty having the 1 kill advantage, but the gold currently by 100 in favor to Metagaskar.
The ultimate comes out from the YSS. There's Matilda with the circling eagle, gets the knock up onto YSS. The Lolita with the Numenon blast manages to catch on to 3, but there's just so much damage coming through. They're on the hunt. They managed to throw out the ultimate. There's Cyclops onto the Eudora. Second skill away. Oh, but Larry NB throws out the Death Sonata, ending Circuit's life. There's going to be Rashi into the mix, just jumps in to try to zone away, but a lot of gold being taken from this mid lane shield. The gold lead has swung completely in the opposite direction. 1.5k, which is over to the side of Saint Dynasty.
That is true. So the second turtle of this match will spawn up in the next 10 seconds. Badang definitely not having a good time against the Arlot here. That's very... When last have you seen an Arlot in a 5-man scene, especially on our streams, bro?
Yeah, Shiro gets the stun off onto the Lancelot. Whoa! What timing from Shiro. Waited for the dash. Pops the ultimate. Eudora phobia begins.
Indeed so. We do see the engagement onto the second turtle of the match from Gaskar's side. However, Circuit is into the mix with the Matilda.
Numenon Blast comes through with the flicker onto the turtle gets taken down onto Takaloshi there as Larry NB with the Death Sonata finish. Damien in the chat saying he needs game 7.
He wants to go to the late night shows.
Yeah, going all the way potentially. Metagaskar, they have this game's got a pendulum swing to it. They have not just evened out the gold lead, but taken it ever so slightly, fractionally, by a fingernail in their direction.
How long is the fingernail though? That's the question.
Yeah. Whether it's a male or lady's fingernail. No, there's the final slash onto the Badang as Mumik. Mumik, as everyone knows, is the best Arlot player in the server. Just showing there why he is. The engagement here is going to be onto 2. Numenon Blast does manage to land. Though Lancelot does have the ability to dash away, he uses the ultimate of his here. YSS throws out a shot. Wants to continue the engagement. Ultimate is there into the mix. Meanwhile, Cyclops getting the mid lane pushed. Rashi seeing that, decides to go in, wants to clear this mid lane wave. Just to be a little bit safe. Meanwhile, Circuit there with the Matilda, creating the space for the first, actually the second tier 1 turret to be taken down. Cyclops with the ultimate here onto the Granger. Larry and B dashing back to safety. So slowly but surely, Metagaskar putting in the... oh, there's a first crack coming through from the Badang. St. Dynasty slowly getting that map control on their side.
Yeah, definitely focusing onto the objectives. As we do see the engagement onto Cyclops. However, Arlot is into the mix. He does take down Granger before Granger could get that Death Sonata onto the Cyclops under the turret.
Oh, Eudora this time round. Final slash. Unstoppable. Though the damage just... the burn just did proc there. They managed to take down Conqueror on that Lancelot. Memphis there managing to secure the third and final turtle of the game.
For the side of Metagaskar, however, Mimic gets the pick off onto Lolita. Just capitalizing on the Lolita being out of position.
And Marlon is enjoying himself there, the chat talking about fingernails.
Oh, Merlin, it's no fake fingernails, right? It's only real fingernails.
Rashi with the cap. Tries to get the stun off, but the Matilda provides so much of mobility. Cyclops turns around, starts dishing out the damage in there. But Granger, Death Sonata, Numenon Blast in the mix, does not manage to catch on to anybody. But look at the positioning here from Arlot. He knows he can go in with that final slash anytime he feels like. Once more, it's Cyclops. But there's going to be the first crack. But once more, the guiding winds pulling everybody to safety as they take down the Lunox. 1-1. She's going to get caught out there. Tried to use the mobility, but Dung gets the kill. But this mid lane turret so close to falling. Meanwhile, Conqueror seizing the opportunity, taking down 2 turrets. Or at least one more turret, a tier 2 turret in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely capitalizing on that split push. I mean, this is ideally what you would like to see coming in from your junglers, especially if you've got high mobility. You want to go and get that back open for your team. Let your team split the focus to another lane and get that back door.
That is very true. It's what you, especially if you have a high mobility jungler, it's once you hit the mid game, which is beyond the 5-minute mark, you expect him to start split pushing. You expect the team to kind of manage the 2 lanes and allow him to just farm, rotate, push lanes, seize the opportunity to try and gain the map control. There's the engagement here, Numenon Blast, but once more the guiding winds just saving everybody. It's going to be 1-1, trying to get the crossbow tanks. The follow-up is there, does get the crossbow tanks, but down with the first crack into the back line. Shiro gets a kill, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange overall in the favor of St. Dynasty, so this should be their lord for the taking.
Yeah, indeed. So, Eudora just waiting for that 1-1's crossbow tanks to end so that she can get that ult proc. However, Dr. Losh gets taken down by the Granger, but that's a return kill. That's a kamikaze kill onto one.
Ooh, the dash in with the final slash, almost catching Memphis. Does throw the ultimate out, wanted to get the stun in. But all these stuns, there's one stun finally onto the Matilda, but she's just guiding wins herself out of it. Lord being allowed to push here onto the top lane, as it is Conqueror who's going to be joining that Lord, trying to get a little bit of a push in. Goes in, checks the bushes, second skills to avoid that the first crack. The team in there to the mix to follow up. They avoid the Numenon blast from the Lunox. Lord being taken down. The shield is still available. To be fair, so the Lord won't be doing too much damage, so they want to try and keep the shield up at least for the second wave. But the Eudora in the bush almost takes down the Matilda, and finally, it's the second skill that forces back the Cyclops ultimate, catching the hard one.
Indeed so. So, yeah, the Saint Dynasty putting the pressure here onto Metagaskar. Will Metagaskar be able to pull out those disciplined defense, the DDs? Or will Saint Dynasty just keep this their foot onto Madagascar's throat and keep that pressure there?
Circling Eagle comes out. Arlott into the mix there, tries to land the final slash, doesn't even need it. There's a push crack from the Badang. Now the final slash comes out. Follow up from the team. Numenon blast there from the Lunox, has to dash away, but that's 3 taken down. Double quick time. Mid lane is exposed. Could this be the moment? It's just the Eudora. She does get the 1-1 at least. Creates the potential to defend this, but can they clear the wave? They don't really have the wave clear. Eudora's gonna throw those skills out. Circling Eagle is into the mix. They're trying to find the angle here to lock onto the base. Oh, but the full combination from Lancelot finally gets his opportunity for revenge, as it's going to be another take it down. It's going to be the final tier 3 turret as well. The members from Metagaskar are respawning. They should be able to defend this wave, but there is another coming through. It's a 3v3 situation here in the base. One more tier 3 turret being pushed in, as we would expect the Arlott to melt that down. He is in Saint Dynasty. They smell blood. It's Lancelot. He's dashing around, almost managed to land the full combination there onto the YSS. Takes a bit of damage there. Oh, but Eudora takes down Chakravarti on that Cyclops.
Yeah, and this all 10 seconds before the next Lord spawns up. However, is this Cyclops going to be a vital point for Saint Dynasty not to contest for this next Lord?
Yeah, could be. First crack was there from Rashi onto the Lancelot. If he managed to get that pickup, could have changed the course of the game quite drastically. But right now, oh, there's a Patang. He's into the mix. He's taking a lot of damage. Avoids the final slash with the flicker. But Eudora once more gets the burst onto Circuit as a YSS. He's just trying to, they threw up that ultimate of his, gave the vision to his team. Eudora wants to reposition. We'll be on the look for either the 1-1 or the Lancelot, as Cyclops throws the ultimate once more. Will be bounced back. Manages to avoid it. We're watching this Turtle or the Lord dance begin. Arlo trying to find a nice angle, but Doug trying to get the reposition, wants to go in. Badang scouting out for the team. Oh, but look at that from the Eudora. Sets up the kill for Larry NB. Could this be a game-changing moment? 1-1 is down. The base is being melted by the minions there. But it doesn't seem like Metagaskar want to recall. They need to contest for this. It's only Badang who goes in there to try to get the defense up. Oh, the YSS is into the mix there. Trying to get a certain amount of damage. But Luxio is taken down on that Lolita. And space created for the side of Saint Dynasty. They managed to take this turtle, this second Lord of the game.
Yeah, we do see Arashi with the Badang just freezing up the minions into the base. But we do see Lancelot getting that pick off onto Eudora. The final slash just missing onto the YSS. This is going to be a difficult one to defend, especially Saint Dynasty having the number and Marja going to come into the base as well. Will Metagaskar be able to get the clutch defense here? Oh,
there we go. Nexus was exposed, taken down. This is game, set, match. St. Dynasty, the winners of the African Conquest Cup, taking it 4-1. Well played to them. First blood was drawn by Metagaskar, winning the first game, but St. Dynasty switching gears, taking 4 in a row. What a magnificent performance from them.
Especially against a team like Metagaskar. I know I did say in the starting of the stream that I shouldn't be a betting man, but I had my money on St. Dynasty. I should have maybe hustled for some diamonds there, but nonetheless, this was, well, what a quality grand finals match, bro. St. Dynasty just stomping onto Madagascar's dominant performances in the African Cup. But St. Dynasty definitely fought to the bone from the start of this tournament to the end. And well, look, that doesn't mean if you lose your first match or your first best of 3 matches in any tournament that you should just give up on your team and throw in the towel. I mean, the St. Dynasty did winners never quit.
Yeah, that was...
Never what? Surrender.
That was an amazing performance from them. Knocked down early on in the tournament into the lower brackets, managed to win their way all the way to the grand finals, lost the first game in the grand finals, and then just that die-hard attitude from them coming through, pulling it clutch 4 victories in a row, showing why they are a team to be feared. They were last season's runners-up in the MSA Cup, but now first trophy under the belt for this new season for them, the African Conquest Cup winners, St. Dynasty, in a best of 7, no less.
Nonetheless, 4 consecutive wins brought them to the championship. So St. Dynasty, you can definitely be proud of your team and the performance that they, persisted to show us in 2 consecutive evenings. So this does conclude the ACC Cup, sadly. But before we start with the MSA Cup, we've got 1 weekend of grand finals left, which will be the Waylander Gaming's Academy. I don't know who's in the finals yet. Watch those streams. Maybe if you've got some insider info, you're more than welcome to share that.
We were both streaming here right now, so we'll have to go and rewatch the games, find out what the results are. We are excited about that ourselves. But as we conclude the stream for the evening, once again, thank you everybody at home for tuning in to watch. Hats off to the 2 teams who made it to the finals, giving us an entertaining Saturday evening. I don't know about you guys at home, but I certainly enjoyed this. It was some knife edge kind of stuff. It was extremely balanced for a large portion of the game. Yes, there were some dominant performances. Yes, there were some games where you knew who the winners were, but overall, extremely entertaining. But once more, big congratulations to St. Dynasty with that 4 victories in a row. Not often you get to see that, the team coming in absolutely clutch. MVP for me in the last match was Mumik on that R-Lot. Just the final slashes on point, putting the nail in the coffin, and St. Dynasty taking the W. So we're gonna,
ladies and gentlemen, this is going to conclude our stream. So final words away from my end. Before you ask me this, I'm going to take the initiative and say once more, thank you for all of the viewers and the teams, that've been putting in the time, supporting us, and subscribing to our channel. We do appreciate the support. There's big things coming up. But with the ACC done now, the Academy finishing next weekend, and the MSA potentially starting on the 16th of June, That should we should have an idea of who we will be inviting to the Conquerors of Dawn. So viewers, let me just reiterate this. Conquerors of Dawn is our anniversary tournament for Waylander Gaming, right? And it's going to be invitational only. So do please put in your best performances in the MSA Cup. We still got a few teams that we need to pick out. I've got an idea of a few teams that I want to invite to the Conquerors of Dawn, but here's the big but. Conquerors of Dawn has a big cash prize pool. It's not diamonds, it's cash that you can divide between you and the team, and that can definitely do a lot more than a handful of diamonds, in my opinion.
So it's going to be, as we said, it will be a cash prize pool. Stay tuned. That this one, like I said, is an invitation only, so there's going to be no registration forms available. But we will have more information about that after we conclude all the rest of the major tournaments for the year. We do have the MSA coming up. That's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a big one. A lot of big names, a lot of big teams in the mix. So for all you Mobile Legends fans out there, we have an action-packed June and July, and should be leading into August as well for you. But for tonight, once again, shout out to St. Dynasty, winners of the African Conquest Cup, and from us, the Waylander Gaming crew, Waylander and Skarpskenkel, we're gonna have to say goodbye and good night to you all. It was a pleasure having you with us throughout the duration of the stream. It was a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. We will catch you all on the next one. Peace out.